What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of NekoCraft Boundless. Today, I'm going to be moving into my new base. Now, I have created a brand new base. I worked really hard on it, and I feel very strongly that it's time for us to officially make a move. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to make a move today. I'm going to go ahead and break all this stuff. I also have a backpack now. That also is something that has occurred in the last, time that I've been here. Plus, I got an nether portal pet that doesn't work, and a couple other pets that don't work. Anyways, I am going to today be working on, and you probably can tell from the thumbnail itself, we're going to be using water wheels. Now, I did create the water wheel and actually had a whole entire segment that was planned for it, but unfortunately, again, that person was involved in that. So unfortunately, I didn't actually walk you through it. But if you want to know how to make the water wheels, I'll be willing to let you know or show you. That's only if you don't know create. Now, I'm not a create master like some people are, so I'm not someone that knows every single thing about creating. We are going to grab a bucket though. That is something about me that I will never ever lie and tell people like I don't know anything about creating for the most part. I'm going to go ahead and grab 4 buckets, and we're going to go to my new base. I have a new base. I'm not even going to walk there. I actually created a warp stone too. We're going to go to my construction. So my construction is here. Yes, I use a schematic cannon using a schematic from somebody else off of the createmod.com website. Thank you to that person. I will leave a link to that down in the description down below. They created this whole entire huge warehouse factory. So I decided it's time for me to use it. Now, I have gone ahead and started trying to map some things out prior to starting the episode. So this is exactly where I want to put things, at least for the water wheel. So we are going to actually create a few more of these and go from there. So I'm going to come over here, and we're just going to try to harness the power of early stage electricity because I have some plans for what I want to do already. All right, so what we're going to do is take the engineer's goggles and grab the string out of the backpack because we can't craft from outside of things that are not in the backpack. Got it. Engineer's goggles, and there should be like a slot. Yep, I can stick that there and then put my helmet back on. That means I can't keep my cowboy hat, but that's okay. I don't have any written mounts right now. So if we were to go back over here, though, we'll be able to see exactly how much like SU. Yeah, see? Stress units 512 at the current speed. Boom. Easy. Now, there's a few things that I want to accomplish today. Of such, we want to create a sifter. So we need to make a sifter. And then we can create a brass sifter once we get through brass. We got to get into the brass age, though, in order for us to do that, which is mixing copper and zinc together and using it as a blaze burner. I believe we can also just smelt something in order to get brass as well. So there are a few steps to this that we can do, but I'm not entirely certain directly, actually. Not entirely certain yet. Hold on. Brass sifter, brass. I have a feeling that we can actually make this. I don't want to use an arc furnace because that's a whole lot of immersive. We need to make a what's it called? A crusher. We need to make a crusher setup. So that's why I'm glad I got we'll make drills instead. We'll hold off on crushers. I'm getting ahead of myself. So in order to make the mechanical crafter, we just need iron. We only got 17 pieces of iron, so we need a couple of drills. Now, I'm thinking large scale production of this. So that means I'll also need to create some more andesite. Andesite casings. And once I do that, we'll actually have an idea as to what we need. Now, this is a lot to have to take in. But if I can create myself a standard cobblestone generator with a conveyor belt running across, we can do that. So I have the dried kelp, so I can actually create the conveyor, or actually, sorry, it's called the belt. It's called a belt. So a couple of these, because we actually got some dried kelp since we live over here near an ocean. Luckily, I have plenty of kelp at my disposal. If I need to create like my own kelp farm, I can. but that's a later me type of thing to worry about. This one, perfect. And one of these shafts, boom and boom. Okay, so those are actually going the wrong way. I'm gonna need a gearbox. So I'm glad I actually saw that. I probably should have turned the water the other way. It's not too late for me to do that. I can actually do that. Probably should do that. What do you guys think? You know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna turn the water back the way in which. Great. So that now means that it's going back the way that we were coming from, which is actually over here near the smelting stuff that we have. So now this is rotating a different direction, which is perfect for what we need. Now, I'm thinking we're gonna need some mechanical drills, which means I'm gonna have to find a way to split these off. I might actually set this up on its own different system. That way I don't have to worry about it going forward. But we'll cross that bridge in a second. I'm gonna put that about right here. And we'll drag the belt to see how far we can get it. Perfect. So we got the kelp pushing this forward. We do need to find a way to increase the speed. I think what needs to happen is something else. That's not going to get all the speed that we need. We're going to probably need to create a few more water wheels. Water wheel. Guess we're going to wind up making a few of those this episode anyway. So I need the plank that I put away. Andesite. And that will be, I'll take 4 more, and then we'll actually create 4 more large water wheels off of that. There, and there. So now I just need more water. By the way, if you're wondering why the base has this weird issue right here, and of course it looks like it's floating above the water, again, schematic cannon actually really helps with all that, because what happened was it cleared out a bunch of empty blocks or a bunch of blocks that already existed, and then basically replaced them with air. So if you've never used a schematic cannon in Create Mod, me personally, because I'm not as creative as a large majority of y'all, I suggest it 100% of the way. Okay, so that should, in theory, aqua boots. If I'm running at a certain speed, I can actually run on water. So in case you guys don't know, I have the aqua walkers. I want to get in these like early, so I can actually do this. So I can run on water at a certain speed. So, just small things. Okay, so according to my very handy dandy schematic, all I need is an andesite funnel, barrel chutes, cobblestone, cobblestone stairs, 3 mechanical belts, 12 mechanical drills, 1 oak fence gate, an oak sign, and a shaft. Lucky for us, we have a large majority of that stuff already. So we need 21 shaft. Boom. Instantaneously done. Check. Just go ahead and check that off the list. Mechanical drills. We need to make more of those. Andesite funnel. That's actually not that hard at all. 1 piece of andesite. And we've got a funnel. Actually got 2 of them. 1 barrel, which I believe is, if I'm not mistaken on the barrels, it should be like slabs. So a slab and 2 sticks. Nope. I absolutely screwed that. It was actually 2 slabs. Never gonna live that down, huh? See it now. 1 barrel. Got it. Andesite funnel, barrel, check. Shoot. That might be a little bit tougher. Shoot is 2 iron plates and iron. We'll bonk this out. I'm on bonk it out. Now I'm on bonk it out. Don't ask. Bonk it. Chance. Pants. Shoes. All right. And 1 chute is now in. We need 137 cobblestone. which shouldn't be too hard because we had 70. Oh no, we're running out of time. Well, guess you guys know what is about to happen. I'll go ahead and turn on my magnet for this one. I do need to clear this area. We'll just we'll clear the area. That's one pickaxe broken. I honestly don't know where this is leading me. I'm supposed to be going up, but I will just wind up going further in. I should probably put some kind of lantern here. We all have night vision now, by the way, so it's a little harder sometimes to kind of tell. There we go. Keep it well lit, folks. If you don't keep it well lit, you'll probably get hurt. We have 557. Lovely cobblestone. So figure out as much of that inventory as possible. That's one. That should be 138. That should probably be enough. Hopefully. What you can do is you can actually put it into the materials checklist and rescan it just to see what you have, and whatever you have is actually checked off. That's really cool. Cobblestone stairs are next, which according to this we need 14 of. 8, 12. Oh, we'll wind up with 2 extra, but that's fine. Now we need 3 mechanical belts, which we have. 12 mechanical drills will be next, which that will be the smallest issue because we actually need to take the oak planks that we have, and then no, it actually needs to be wood. I'm not smart sometimes, guys. Don't worry about me. Oh boy. Okay. Soon I'm going to automate this whole entire process, and once I do, I will be in create heaven. So we got everything we need for that. Now all we got to do is just get the alloy and some iron. We're running out of iron. I feel like we're actually going to legitimately be out of iron by a lot more than I anticipated. I'm going to have to go caving, aren't I? No iron found. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to go to work on this. I'll be back. So, I was not going to go mining this time. I really was not. I was actually going to. I was going to be a good guy and then just go mine. But listen, I'm a scientist. And as a scientist, I need research material. And research material is how I get things done in a researchy, fast, and efficient way. So I'm not saying I did this, but I may have taken from somebody else on our server who may be 100% unaware. So I highly doubt they'll find out. They won't find out. They won't even miss it. Alrighty. Back to what we were working on. We needed to make some mechanical drills. So we needed 12 of them. We've already got 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10, 11, and 12. So we now have the 12 mechanical drills that we need, which means all we need now is the 1 oak fence gate and oak fence sign, which we can easily do. So in case you didn't know about oak fences, it's really just some sticks and some logs, which we can easily make. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, sticks, and then logs. Boom. 3 of those. And then we just need an oak sign, which is even better. Also, by the way, this crafting recipe still to this day does not make sense to me. How do you ask for so much, like so many planks to make one sign, like 3 signs? That is so weird. Anyways, all that is done. All that is taken care of. Now I'm going to put this back in the schematic cannon, and it's going to tell me, hey, Neko, everything is pretty much done. Outside of the oak fence gate. Because, did I make oak fence? Okay, I made oak sign. I didn't make the gate. Wait. Oak sign. I really just made oak fences without actually making the gate. Oh my gosh. I'm disgusted with myself. I hope you guys know this. Like the amount of disgust that I feel, the amount of embarrassment I feel at not getting that correct is insane. All right, so now everything is complete, which means now I will go ahead and tell it to, first of all, I have to remember. So, oh, by the way, this was made by Dark Wolf 34 like 3 years ago, and I found out that it still does work on 1.20.1. Um, so what's going to happen is that I just need to replace solid with solid, if I'm not mistaken. So replace solid with solid. There we go. And fire. And now that will get to work. As you can see, it's already working. So this is basically what I had to sit and wait on when it was making my base. I really wish that two schematic cannons could be like linked up with each other and work. But I guess once this is done, all I'll have to do is just go up there and add the water and add some lava, and we'll be solid. You know what I'm saying? Like you see how it's placing everything that I need? Easy. Only thing can't place is, obviously water blocks and things like that. So we'll see what happens when it's done, but that looks like it's going to just fit, actually. Oh, I'm gonna hope that just fits. I'm gonna be so sad if it doesn't. Like if I were to do this and then come all the way over here. I swear to goodness, I see a bunch of chorts behind me, and that makes me very upset. So that will hopefully feed out, hopefully. But I also just realized that this is going to need its own power. I can make it work. We'll make it work. Oh, so I'm going short hunting. You have fire red. Oh, you have strength. Oh, scary. Yeah, we just did not light this whole entire place up properly. Thank you to myself for having such fast hands. And I'll let you guys know when this is done because it's... Oh, wait. It's done. It didn't complete everything like it was supposed to. Obviously, the belts are in the wrong spot, but that's okay. I can easily fix that myself. I love Create Mod for the schematics and everything. It is so awesome. Alrighty. I have a bunch of seeds in here. Throw out the tomato seeds. Throw out that seed. We can keep the wheat seeds. Throw out the poppy. Oh boy. Power crystal shard. Oh yeah. No, I know what that is. Come on. Clean up my inventory a bit more here. What else don't we need? What else do we have that we don't need? Got gunmetal nuggets. I don't know what those are really for yet. I'll find that out in time. I don't know why I got that. I got that from Leon. And honestly, I'm never going to go to the mining dimension. Mechanical belt. Great. Need my wrench. And fix this issue. So it's going to be belt to belt. And then then that will be, this will wind up being belts on top of belts. This was placed wrong. That should be like belt to belt and belt. Come on. I hate when this happens. I really hate when this happens. Okay. I got out of it. Probably lost that oak fence gate though. Yep, that went down into the funnel and is somewhere where it shouldn't be. Anyways, back to what we were doing. And belt. Nice. Perfect. Now down here. Barrel. Where'd the oak fence gate go? I had it. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest gamer in the world, guys. Greatest gamer. Anyways, go ahead and build back up. Eventually I'll put something in so I can actually get up and down easy. But the gate needs to go there and open that way. Fall down. All right. Now that should be pretty much everything in order. Outside of course, the gearbox, which I think we can technically turn on if we just make a gearbox and then rotate the gearboxes twice. So we'll need to make 2 gearboxes. Should be these. So it should be like a parallel gearbox. Should be just be a my mind. I didn't scream. You didn't hear Neko about to lose his mind because he was searching for the wrong thing. Okay. We're just gonna pretend that Neko he's okay. So in order to make a gearbox, you need a cogwheel, you need shafts. So the shafts that we're looking for in our inventory, and we should be able to make 1, 2, 3, 4. I need 8 of these from what I can figure. And then from there, we'll be able to make 2 gearboxes. Which will be, actually I can make this a little shorter. I can actually break that. So do something like that, and then you'll have to rotate it. And we'll rotate it twice like that. And then do that. Make sure they connect. So they're connecting. Do that. Actually, I probably need another gearbox here. Let's create another gearbox. Which, again, not easy or not hard. Create mod gives me a headache sometimes. I'm not even gonna cap. I just will not front. Rotation there. That should be everything that I need, which means if I were to do that, now that is going to turn. I didn't actually connect anything. Now that speed is extremely slow. Did they nerf water wheel? They must have nerfed water wheels. Which means I'll need to move them back and then put a series of gears and cogwheels together in order to get them to manually speed up. No, this will do. This will do. We don't need this to be fast. Again, slow baby steps. I don't want anybody on the server to think that I'm over here making massive moves way too fast. Just got to play it cool. You know what I'm saying, guys? We're playing it cool. And where will it go? Will it go straight and drop in. Come on. Let me know what you do. Let me see the magic. Okay, it did go in. Got it. Okay. Whew. I was actually going to be sweating bullets. I really was. So if that's the case, then we should be able to run a cogwheel from the andesite here. So andesite there. No. It needs to be another gearbox. It's gonna have to be another gearbox. Okay. Let me work on this. Let me work on this, and I will be right back. I have an idea. Bear with. Okay, so I'm somebody that doesn't really care about pretty. I'm a functional type. So functionally, this works. This works really well. Um, Downside is we still have this gearing issue that we really need to address. And I've already done something behind me in relationship to that, which is that lovely mess right there. You speed this up. It actually does speed up the mill just a little bit, but I need to speed up everything else around it so that it actually gets a little bit more speed. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do that without completely destroying all of this. This is slow. So I'm thinking, as long as I can get it to wrap back right here, it'll be fine. So I'll make some big cogwheels, but I mean, fundamentally speaking, this works. Is that gravel? Oh, okay. My magnet was on. That was gravel. Nice. This works. How does it work? Beats me. I literally just sat here and took a shot in the dark, and it worked out. Now, as far as the sifter goes, we can go ahead and craft that. So, with the materials I have, sorry, I'm short one. Okay. I don't know if you guys can tell. I've been getting just a little bit. I am busy talking to the people. All right. I think we can actually get away with doing a sifter like this. I really want to test it, but I don't want to test it at the moment. We do need a mesh. So once you get this sifter, you do need to create a mesh for said sifter. You can create a brass mesh, a zinc mesh, which I think we'll go with zinc first because we actually have the zinc for it. And all we got to do is just make some more sticks and we'll actually have everything we need for that. Which again, great that we still had some zinc laying around because we actually ran out of andesite alloy. We were down to like our last one, and I was able to get some more just because in fact we had previously done some work in regards to making sure we had enough zinc. So when I was going around collecting a bunch of zinc, it really paid off. So a zinc mesh will not get us the best items yet. It won't get us the best, but it will get us a chance to get better items. So we'll just go ahead and slap that there. And then you can actually see that the meshes do have their own ability. So a brass mesh gets you a chance to get like 10%, not a lot of chances to get your stuff, right? Same with the zinc mesh, which is what we have. It actually kind of drops down from crushed raw to like copper nuggets, iron nuggets, all that other stuff. What you really want to get to is something like an advanced brass mesh, where you get like brass mesh sheets and things like that. There's a bunch of different meshes that we'll need as time goes on. And then once we get all that, like andesite mesh, as you see, doesn't provide a lot. String mesh doesn't provide a lot. A waterlogged dirt mesh or waterlogged mesh will provide us like all the other sifting things. And then of course, as you see, it just kind of goes from there. So what we really want is something like, a brass mesh. And in order to get brass, that's a little bit different of a thing, which we can potentially do. Um, it's just going to require just a little bit more work, and that's okay. That will be okay by. There's a lot of mixing recipes. But yeah, okay. So now that means that I can probably get ready to move towards creating like a full out storage system, but I won't worry about that at least yet. I want to broker a deal with someone on that, and I feel like that would be a good idea. So what I'm going to do is actually create item vault. And the item vault is just some barrels with some iron plates. We need two. Uh, that's two of them. That's three of them. That's four of them. And that's five. I think that will be a good number. Five. I think five will be great. So I'm gonna make the item vaults, and then I'll turn the whole entire system on, and then we'll just kind of collect some stuff, and I'll let it run, and it will run as long as the server is on, as long as someone's on the server. It'll just keep running. I'll also adjust that gearing, and then I'll show you guys that as well. And then from there, we should be up out of this episode. This was a long episode. I spent a ton of time working on this. Alrighty, I made some work. Got a little busy, created this, which in theory will hopefully work. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't test this part yet. I put a bunch of cog wheels down. I now have the millstone that will hopefully work really fast because we have all these extra gears. And then over here, I couldn't really work too much with it. I will have to push the entire water wheels back. I don't want to do that right now. But this is just going to be enough to get us going, especially since we don't have a full system running. So this is definitely faster because I need to work on this later. I don't want to spend too much more time on this. This wasn't supposed to be like a big thing already. Although once I get a better storage idea solution up and running, then we'll make it work the way that we need it to make it work. But right now, this is perfectly fine because we're going to get a crap ton of gravel. And then once we create the sifting machine, we should, in theory, be. We've created our first machine on the server. So cobblestone and gravel, come and get them if you need them. I am your cobblestone / gravel purveyor of sorts. I am the seller of these fine wares and goods. Now, if I can create the thing that I need to create the most, which will be the sifter, and get that actually running in the right way, I think we'll be onto something for real. But for now, this will do. If you like today's video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next episode where we work on scaling up a little bit more and actually doing things right. Easy, everybody.